Is a gynecologist from Mumbai. As a young doctor, she always yearned to reach the India that struggled to reach the doctor. So after completing her post-graduation in obstetrics and gynecology from the Lokmanya Tilak Medical College, Sion, Mumbai, she joined the Doctors for You project in Motihari, Bihar. Later, she also helped to set up a health center in the remote village of Masari in Patna district. Dr. Jindal currently practices as a lactation consultant, and her awareness work on breastfeeding was featured in the World Alliance for Breastfeeding Action. Dr. Jindal was also awarded the Global Women Achiever Award of 2019. We are very pleased to inform you that her enthralling journey is soon going to be published in the form of a book. Dr. Jindal's mission is to bridge the gap between remote villages and healthcare services and thus to bring about a positive change at the grassroots level in various health-related issues. We welcome you, ma'am. I request Taru ma'am to come on stage and address the audience.
Hello.
Yeah.
This is the pointer.
You. And thanks to the Dean and the team of Gurukul for having me here. Incidentally, I was in Delhi, so I was able to come, otherwise Bombay se aana padta mujhe. Okay. So this is my journey. In 2013, it's about 6 years back, I completed my MS in gynecology from Sion Hospital in Mumbai, and at that time a question really used to bother me. Taru, what next? I mean, I spent almost, like all of us do, we spent more than a decade finishing our MBBS and our MDs. All this effort learning these skills of surgery. Now what do you want to do with it? All my friends, my colleagues, I saw them getting into fellowships abroad or going into some corporate hospital or joining some medical college as a teacher. But somehow I didn't want to do any of it. I didn't want to do any of that, and I belong to Mumbai, and but somehow I just wasn't interested in staying back in Mumbai anymore, because the entire time that I spent in Mumbai, what I had seen was every single nook and corner of Mumbai was super saturated with doctors. And I always used to think, do I want to add to this score? Do I want to work to increase the number of doctors in Mumbai? Or go to that part of my country which is struggling to reach a doctor? I always used to think, should I go rural, reach that part of the country which is struggling to reach me? But being born and brought up in Mumbai, I had hardly ever seen a village. एक village दिखता कैसा है वो भी पता नहीं था, and I was thinking of going in a village. So I was thinking how, when, कैसे, and that's when I heard of a project in Bihar. So Bihar, the moment my parents, my family heard this name Bihar, everyone got freaked out, because you know what Bihar is, gangs of Wasipur and Gangajal, we have seen all of that. And my teacher also told me, Taru, jahan jana hai jao, but don't go to Bihar. Because in Bihar, only one of the three things happen. Either you get raped, or you get murdered, or you get abducted. So these were very strong words for a young girl like me at that time. But I thought, even I am from Bombay, so what do people think of Bombay? As a place of gangsters. And I had never seen a gangster in my entire 27, 28 years there. So of course there were stereotypes at play. So I decided, let's not go by the stereotypes and let's go by my dreams. And I decided rural area jana hai, chance mil raha hai, let's go. And that's how I landed in Bihar through two NGOs, Care India and Doctors for You. I was sent to Champaran, East Champaran, the headquarters being Motihari. You would remember Champaran, books में हमने स्कूल में पढ़ा है Champaran as the place of Gandhiji's first Indian Satyagraha, the Neel Satyagraha. So my job there was very simple, to go to the district hospital and train the gynecologist in cesarean sections. I was like, how simple can that be? But I was warned. This is one of the worst district hospitals of Bihar and nothing ever changes there. They told me कि मोतीहारी ने तो गांधी जी को भी धोती बना दी थी, तो देखते हैं आपका क्या होता है. But I went there and I wasn't prepared for what I was about to see. When I reached there, just outside the labor room, women were urinating and defecating. When I just peeped out of the window, I saw heaps of biomedical waste. Needles were jutting out of syringes, placenta was just sprawled all over, and this blood-stained clothes, they were foul, stinking, and just everywhere through the window I could see only that. When I went inside the labor room, I saw a woman delivering a mother with bare hands, and this was 11:30 a.m. in the morning. And to dry the baby when it came out, mother's sari was torn which she was wearing. In order to wrap the baby, a petticoat was split into half. My shock reached the limit when I saw that she sutured the vaginal tear, the episiotomy, with simple sui dhaga. And this was 2014. I'm not talking about 30 years back. When I looked around, most of the instruments were absent. The entire labor room, which delivered 40 women every day, had only one scissor, one needle holder and two artery forceps, which were dipped in dirty fluid. Although the newborn warmers were defunct, and as for the skills of the nurses, most of them did not even know how to check blood pressure. And the ones who were supposed to manage the entire maternity system, the doctors, they were absent. And the nurse stopped my search for them by saying, "Don't look for them, madam, वो नहीं आने वाले हैं. कभी cesarean होता है तभी हम उनको बुलाते हैं." As for the operation theatre, this was the operation theatre, in which doctors operated at least half a dozen people inside the operation theatre, and even this mother-in-law watching the surgery. And you can see this is the OT assistant who was feeling very hot, so he just removed his clothes. And this was the district hospital where women from across the district were supposed to be referred. And this was daylight in the morning. It was so shocking for me that every day I used to see, there were babies, I used to see babies who were born low on oxygen and not revived due to lack of equipment. I saw babies dying in the womb who needed an urgent cesarean but did not get it because the doctor was busy in private practice. I saw even a mother who had ruptured her uterus referred out in an auto rickshaw because of lack of an ambulance. Watching all this was so traumatic. Every evening I used to come home crying, and I used to say, "मुझे जाना है यहाँ से. This is not why I had come here. I had come here for training, not to watch people dying." And that's when I decided, that's it, I'm just going to go home. I'm going to go back to my safe and sweet Bombay. And that's when I was packing, I just thought to myself, कि करूँ ठीक है, you can go back, but if you go back, the relief from watching all this will only be for you. Are you going to change anything for the mother or the baby here? Their condition is just going to remain the same. And this thought of running away, of going away without making any difference really bothered me. And that's when I remembered my favorite quote. I am only one. I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. And I will not let what I cannot do interfere with what I can. And so I stayed. I stayed to do whatever little was possible. I thought कि चलो सिर्फ झाड़ू मारना होगा तो झाड़ू मारेंगे. लेकिन 3 महीने का कमिटमेंट दिया है. I will fulfill that and only then I will go back. So that's how my journey in Motihari District Hospital started. The next day with renewed energy, I started my project change. The first step was to try to develop some rapport with people around me, whether it was the clerks, the jhadu wala or the security guard or the nurses. I started sitting with them the whole day, having chai, listening to all their Sas Bahu stories, just so that I could connect to them at some level and not being seen as an outsider. The second step was to try to invigorate the spirits of the staff there who had become really indifferent after years of being in that system. And I thought, who better than Gandhiji, than him in the land of Satyagraha. And I decided to invoke Gandhi and have a day of Shramdan. They were like, what is Shramdan? So Shramdan is an hour or a day of donation of your own labor for the sake of a higher good. So we decided, let's clean up the OT. The OT that should be fumigated weekly, I guess, had not been even cleaned or swept in years. There was years of thick dust. So we just folded our jeans, put some gloves, took some detergent in our hand, and next day the 5-6 of us, we cleaned every corner of the operation theatre clean. And after those 5-6 hours, it was just sparkling. The next day when I came, I was pleasantly surprised to see Dhannoji table with fresh white paint purchased from his own pocket. When I asked him what he was doing, he said, "Madam, आप बॉम्बे से आ सकते हो हमको help करने के लिए. Can't I do this much for my hospital?" So the day he said my hospital, I thought that was the first time I had seen some ownership come there. And that I feel was the first brick of change that we laid there. After that, one day I was in the wards and someone ran up to me and said, "Madam, जल्दी चलो लेबर में कुछ तो बाहर निकला है." And as a gynecologist, कुछ तो बाहर निकला है किसी को नहीं सुनना होता, because that is uterine inversion. Some unauthorized person inside the labor room had delivered a woman and pulled the placenta. And when I reached there, I saw that woman holding the placenta like this, the uterus like this in her hand, and the mother in a pool of blood. Immediately I reposited the uterus inside. My hand went up to the vagina, inside the vagina up to the level of my forearm. And I just compressed the uterus between both my hands, trying to stop the bleeding with all my effort. And of course this was very painful for the mother, so she was trying to kick me away. The mother-in-law who was standing there was so frightened to see what I was doing. She was trying to pull me away as well. So this was a small tug of war going on between the three of us. And to add to the drama, there was one dog trying to get between my two legs into the placenta in the dustbin. So this went on and on for 45 minutes and my hands were just going limp inside. Bleeding was just not stopping. I thought, I am going to collapse now. Before the patient, I am going to go. So after about 5 to 10 minutes, the uterus contracted, bleeding stopped, and in the absence of the on-duty doctor, in the absence of any medicines, with just these two hands, I was able to save the mother in front of all those nurses. And this turned the tide in my favor. Next day, this just spread like wildfire. and everyone ran up to me कि मैडम हम आपके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं बताओ, we want to help you. And that's when I realized that when no matter how much bhashan you do, how many lectures you give कि ऐसा होना चाहिए वैसा होना चाहिए, until you stand with them and show your competency and your intentions, you don't get the cooperation. And of course from that day things changed and we started doing trainings at full speed. So this is, I'm trying to train the nurses how to take fetal heart rate. They have been delivering women for years together without knowing even how to take fetal heart rate. And we made revision posters for them in local language and stuck them every possible place in the hospital. I even stuck them inside toilets so that even if they go there, they should be able to revise. So these were those posters. The dirty petticoat and the sari went away. We taught them how to make sanitary pads. This is Vijay Jha. He was the hospital manager, very inspired man, just did not have the direction, and as soon as he got that from us, he started bringing about transformation at full speed, and we got all instruments and drugs we needed. He opened the storeroom for us, and surprisingly in the storeroom I found every single instrument, medicine, OT scrubs, everything that we needed was right there under our nose inside the storeroom. I was almost angry to see that no doctor, no nurse had bothered to just get it out where it really was needed. And all we did as NGO people was to bring it to where it was needed. Sorry. So we brought it to the operation theatre, but convincing doctors to wear OT scrubs was another task. Because they are like, हमने medical college में कभी पहना नहीं OT scrub, यहाँ क्यों पहनेंगे? So our next weapon of change were these Bata slippers. So I remember I used to stand at the gate of the OT for days together with cap, mask and chappal in my hand and not allow any doctor, any nurse to enter inside without wearing them. Of course, it was quite a task for the first few months because they are like, हम थोड़ी पहनेंगे ये सब. And then in a matter of 3 to 4 months, an operation theatre that was like this. And this was such big news for that district that it was on the front page of all newspapers next day. I don't think people even knew what they were not getting. I think this was the first time that they realized that they deserved something much more. It is said that when you truly want something with all your heart, universe conspires to make it happen. And I guess somewhere universe saw कि हम लोग कितनी मेहनत कर रहे हैं, and we suddenly had a new collector, Mr. Jitendra Srivastava. So he came and I presented, just like I'm presenting in front of you, I presented a PPT in front of him of what we were trying to do. And he was very impressed. And he decided to take up the cause of the district hospital, and the first thing he did with me was have a 2 a.m. round of the hospital. He started having midnight rounds, and the hospital that was orphaned till now had the feeling कि अरे हमको भी कोई देख रहा है. And duty, responsibility, words the system had totally forgotten were in daily use now. He cleared a lot of administrative roadblocks. So now we didn't have people defecating everywhere. We had 12 toilets built. The OT was refurnished. Ward was painted and reconstructed. And people started to say what had not happened in decades had happened in just under 6 months. So I present the model of Motihari District Hospital and its rejuvenation as this model. It was a beautiful cohesion between the hospital staff, the NGO people and the collector. And everyone came together to build a story of amazing transformation. And guess what? That's when Modi ji came to power and he announced the Kayakalp Award. I don't know whether you've heard of it, but Kayakalp Award was an award of transformation given to district hospitals. It was a competition of district hospitals in every state across the country, in which the district hospital with the best sanitation and hygiene would be given 50 lakh rupees. And guess who won the award in Bihar? And let me say that it was in 2017 the first time. Since then there have been 3 Kayakalps. Out of that, Motihari has won it twice. And after that it has also won the NQAS, National Quality Assurance Certificate, the only district hospital in the entire East India to get that certificate. Awards mil gaye, so now it can't go back on its work. So now it's getting better and better. So any one of you goes to East India or Bihar, please go and visit Motihari District Hospital. Okay, so I was at that time, 30 years old, 29, 30 years old, and in my first project after my MD. And it was it gave me such lessons of hope that if a group of committed people come together, anything is possible. Even in a place like Motihari, we could turn things around. It gave me lessons of hope. It gave me some optimism that if I try to do something, मुझे कोई अकेले नहीं छोड़ेगा. People will come and join me. And it told me that sometimes people just want that one spark of change and the fire catches on. To create that one spark, one person is enough. To create that one spark, I am enough. My power, I realized my power as a 29-year-old right there in Bihar. And this experience of this transformation in Bihar was it was like nasha, it was like so amazing and profound that after that I just could not settle back in Bombay. I had to come back to Bihar again, and I did. This time in a remote village called Masadi. So Masadi was a small village about 30 kilometers from Patna. Just 30 kilometers from Patna, but not having electricity, but not having roads. And this was a place of farmers, yet the malnutrition rate was very high. Women were delivering at home. I used to go in the mornings and visit people's homes and see rat skins being boiled in water as a source of protein for their children. I saw children eating salt with rice, and I could not believe these were the very farmers who were toiling day in, day out to produce food for us, yet they themselves did not have food to eat. And as a result, the malnutrition rate was so high. It was shocking. I felt I was in some scene of Mother India. I couldn't believe that I live in a country which has scenes like this. And I was so glad that I had reached there. Though I did not know what to do, but I was so glad that, okay, at least I was there to do something. And I was trying a lot of experiments, and one of the experiments was community farming. I thought कि चलो यहाँ के बच्चों के पास हरी सब्जियाँ नहीं है, fruits नहीं है खाने के लिए, तो let me grow them. So I asked the Rajputs to give me some land, and every morning before the OPD, our team used to go there and do farming. So people used to tell me, Taru, तुम farmer नहीं हो, तुम gynecologist हो, अपना काम करो. मैंने बोला मेरा काम तो है ही ना करने के लिए, सब घर में deliver कर रहे हैं. So let me do their work. So in guidance of some farmers, we started doing community farming, and then in the OPD, along with medicines and multivitamins, I used to give them 2 ladis of palak or dhania, right? So this is how my experiment started there. I'd like to share a story of this little girl who came to me one day in the morning. She's 5 years old with weight of just 5 kgs. 5 kgs probably weight of a 4-month-old child. And she had never walked in her life. This is the kind of malnutrition that is there in our villages today. Are we even aware of it? And we started our malnutrition treatment on her, and with a lot of love and care, this is what she became. And this is just 3 months. And she then took her first steps inside my OPD. Of course, this time there was no one to give any award, but I knew that this is probably my second Kayakalp award, and it was fascinating the amount of change that we were able to bring there in such a short time. लोगों को लगता है ये सब बहुत बड़ी-बड़ी problems हैं. अरे करके तो देखो. It doesn't take much if we just get together and do it. This was my next experiment in which, because everyone was delivering at home, a gynecologist was not needed at all in a village. So अभी उनको घर से बाहर निकाल के ANC care कैसे करवाने का? So I told them, let's have a community goth bharai, because in Maharashtra, from where I come, goth bharai is a very common custom. So I told them, you will be getting lots of gifts, so please come for the goth bharai. And we had a nice custom there, and we had more than 250 pregnant women come for the function, and then they got registered with us, and that's when I told them the importance of antenatal care and so on and so forth. They got registered and started delivering with us. So community goth bharai was a very good intervention to get people out of their homes. As I said, this experience was really profound for us, and in my mind I had committed my life to Bihar. I thought this is where I'm needed and I'm just going to stay here all my life. मैंने अपने हस्बैंड को भी बॉम्बे से पकड़ा और उनको भी पकड़ के मैं बिहार में लेके आई कि you have to come work here with me. And then one fine day I lost control over my thirst. I started drinking about 10 liters of water a day, and of course urinating that much. My whole life was spent between the refrigerator and the bathroom. I lost my periods and slowly all the hormones of my body. And that's when I came to know that all of this was thanks to a brain tumor. So I had big plans for Bihar, but it was all stopped by this brain tumor, and I had to leave Bihar and come back for a series of investigations and treatments. And since the last 3 years, I am totally homebound, just going one treatment after the other. In fact, right now also I am on my chemotherapy, and I was not sure if I will be able to deliver this talk because of breathlessness. But thankfully I am being able to speak. Anyways, so thank you. So those days, last 3 years, there were times when I thought, अरे एक दिन तो 12 किलोमीटर एक गांव में चल के चली जाती थी, अभी यहाँ से बाथरूम तक भी नहीं चल पा रही हूँ. So at that time, a question used to come, how many more years? I don't know. But there was a big relief, a great sense of contentment which has taken me through these three years of treatments, and it was that I did my bit and I did it in time. People of our age are often told कि पहले settle हो जाओ यार, पहले बच्चा कर लो, गाड़ी कर लो, bank balance कर लो. I think if I would have waited for all of that, ये भी नहीं होता, वो भी नहीं होता. So I am so glad that I didn't wait to get settled, and I took that road to Bihar while I was still fit. I don't know what happens tomorrow. I really feel the time to pursue your dream, the time to contribute is right now for our generation. I mean, it's like a relay race, you know. It's like a relay race in which everyone has to run fast enough for the team to win. अगर team fast भाग गए और एक slow भागता है, तो भी the team still loses. For our country to win, we cannot run ahead just thinking of Delhi and Mumbai in mind. We have to take the rural areas along, and that can only happen if our generation, the ones who are sitting in the back benches here, all of us, if we take ownership of some of the problems of our country, it could be anything, it could be education, healthcare, dowry, anything, any one thing, if we could just take ownership and try to make the dent. and it just takes 1 year. How much time did I spend in Bihar? Lump sum में not more than 1.5 years. And उसमें दो कायाकल्प आ गए हमारे पास. So if we can use our intelligence, our skills, just give 1 year of our life to rural areas, I think it will be like a relay race. Abhi now I can't run. I have done my lap. So now I can pass on the baton to somebody else. Now it's time for you to run. So if each one of us runs our lap, our 1 year in rural areas, we can create something really significant. Friends, I just leave you with one thought. What is the time, the best time for contribution? 25 or 55? When we are fresh, energetic, raw, hopeful, optimistic? Now? Or later in years when we have got arthritis not just in our knees but also in our brains, in our minds? The time to do it is now. And I took the road early, and that is why today I am standing here. Get up and take your baton. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Your message of hope, of courage, and the zeal to serve with love